Hello everyone, how's it going today? Happy Friday! We are back for some more LEGO building, hopefully with fewer computer issues. We've got the Trotting Lantern. Hopefully the instructions give us some idea of what a Trotting Lantern is, because I have no idea, besides, being a lantern. But it's an interesting design. I do really prefer the, buildings that they do occasionally, or that they've done most years. Haven't gotten one for a couple years now, and I'm hoping that next year they will, but they're pretty cool builds nonetheless. It's a very good source of bright orange and teal, and of course red and gold. So, there's that. My rig better work or it's pendant for a crowbar in? I'm sure hoping that it will be okay. But before we start that, we have the Year of the Horse small set. These are interesting little gift boxes. They've got a to from, so you can give it as a gift to someone. They're always pretty cute, though. Illusion of Time? No, this is all Suikoden stuff. This is from the first Celtic collection. So it has a little envelope, and I'm not exactly sure what you're supposed to do with the envelope, but it does, so that's always neat. Each of these does. The whistling confused you. I really like the Celtic collections. They are very good. Do they even do arranged albums anymore for games? I don't know. It has been a little while since I've really paid much attention. Like, a lot of the games that I'm buying these days are not actually new. Like, they're like remasters of old games. Don't think you've heard the Celtic album? You love FF4 Celtic album? If you love the Final Fantasy IV, then you will probably love the three Suikoden Celtic collections. There are 3 of them. It is amazing. I think they only cover Suikoden 1 through 3 as well. Very, very good. So not only that, but there is an Asian and Celtic collection where you get 2 songs from each of the 6 games, including the fake one, and you get 1 Celtic and 1 Asian for each. It's amazing. One of these days you will go. You will get to playing the Suikoden HD collection. It's pretty good. Hopefully they will do a Suikoden 3 one as well. And 4, and 5, and Rhapsody. No, I don't care about Tear Crease. Don't care about that one. And Mad Rhapsody is on a 7-stream streak. Nice. Something about streaking, indeed. I mean, that's what Twitch says that you should do, right? You gotta listen to Twitch. Not sure we shook bag number 1 enough according to the instructions. I'll have to do that again. I'll have to do it harder with bag number 2 then, to make up for it. So we got the shorter curved top pieces in this set, because it came out this year. Although, we got these pieces, and they haven't shortened these yet. I imagine it's just a matter of time, because it really is, there's basically just this extra plate on the bottom. Suikoden 3 and Guidance Collection, Suikoden 4 and Tactics Collection, 5 and... Oh, no, okay, so there's a piano in Japanese, or piano in Asian, I think. Maybe it... No, that's not it. It's Asian and Celtic, and then piano and something else. I forget what. Anyway, there's 2 of those collections that have 2 songs from each of the 6 games. Suikoden 1 through 5, and then Tier Crease. Oh, you mean for the remasters? I mean... No, I put that piece on already. However they did it, I would be interested. I don't know, like, I don't know what they would actually end up doing. It's hard to say. But hopefully they do something eventually. It would be nice. It would be nice. Ah, this is the tail back here. This is the front. Okay, then we have these are actually the taller curved pieces. They're not putting in. They didn't get the shorter ones. Interesting. One by 2 tile. And then they have just 1 by 1 round top pieces. These are the same height as this. So basically they're just having a whole new line of the curved top pieces, but only 1 brick height, which is nice. Stoically keeps adding the guidance until they're selected. One day. Actually, you know what? I wonder. Because I have mold marks on both of those, so if I turn them around, I can get rid of the mold marks. There we go. See, this one here is from the Celtic Collection 2. Is Suikoden a game series where you need a guide to get all the characters? You don't need a guide, but it definitely helps. There are a few characters that are missable in the games. I'm goofed up twice in Suikoden 4 and had to replay significant portion of the game to recruit someone. But I don't like there aren't a whole lot of missable people. And there you don't like you can use a recruitment guide that primarily does like lists who you can get when and what you need to do. And they're probably spoiler-free ones as well. But there are usually clues in the game, and almost anyone with a portrait is recruitable, so you encounter someone with a portrait, they will probably be recruitable. Oh no, yeah, that was very much a oh crap moment when I did it. And then I played through it and then realized that I screwed something up. I think it was something different or something like that. Or, yeah, I don't remember exactly what it was. But I had to play through a significant amount twice. Maybe the game crashed or something. I don't know. I don't remember exactly what it was, what the cause was, but it was annoying. It happens. I mean, even Suikoden 4, and I was playing it on an emulator, so I just like put it into frame skip and zipped through to get it all. You appreciate that you can game yourself. You can game over yourself in Suikoden 4 by being a jerk. You don't appreciate that you can save after and not know that you've locked yourself out of the rest of the game. I don't remember that part. Either way, with most RPGs these days, I highly recommend multiple saves. It's a very good idea to keep multiple saves. Okay, here is the foreleg of the horse. There we go. Spare parts, 1x1 plates in white and gray, and a dark gray 1x1 tile slope. And bag number 2 for the head. But yeah, I mean, like, the advantage of, like, one of the nice things about Suikoden is that, like, when you get a, you know, like the leveling system means that, if I spent time leveling people up and then goofed up, and I could do it later, I could level them up later, and then, it doesn't take as long. Like, I wouldn't have to spend that time there, I could do it later. And it would actually be faster and maybe more efficient. Multiple saves? Never. Live and die with one save because your brothers needed the other two. I honestly hate that, like, the current Dragon Quest games are giving you just, like, a couple saves. Like 9 save slots. Why are you giving me only 9 save slots? This is terrible. I have terabytes of space on my hard drive. I can have as many saves as I want. Why are you limiting me to 9? And then I go play Final Fantasy X, and it's like, oh, you can have 200 saves. All right, sounds good to me. After the first major naval battle, if you refuse to use the Rune of Punishment 3 times, the next sequence trigger will not activate, but you can wander around still and access a Wayfarer's Orb. Ah, yeah. Well, that is a make sure you maintain multiple saves situation. Alright, there we go with the main. Get that on the back of the horse neck. We do not get an extra brown 1x1 tile slope. Interesting. Very interesting, but stupid. Like, I genuinely do not understand the 9 saves for these Dragon Quest games. Like, who had that design decision, and who allowed that to come to pass? Seriously. It's so dumb. Still better than the Pokemon games, still give 1 save slot? Yeah, that's pretty awful too. I mean, a game that is like auto-saving and you don't actually need to do a hard in-game save kind of thing because it's always auto-saving and it's essentially Iron Man all the time. I can understand that, sort of. I mean, it would be nice to have a second save or more, like, slot to play around with other, you know, a different instance, shall we say. 9 saves in a modern game is definitely a choice, yeah. And I have some choice words for them, too. Got more red and gold here. And some different greens. We got regular green here, bright green, and dark green. So that's nice. Well, it's about 40 minutes of recording on a game. Yes, that is like... I don't like it either. Like I mean, I can understand the choice, is what I'm saying. I still don't think it's a good choice because, like, yeah, for people who are recording it, and I understand that, you know, some of these companies don't give a crap about people recording the games. But yeah, it's very easy to lose a video. Like, have the video not processed properly, and then now that content is gone, lost to the ether. In Pokemon, you think they were worried about trading shenanigans, hence a single save, but there are ways around that? Yeah. No, I mean, and like, I can understand that, but still. Who cares? It's basically a kid's game. Come on. Who cares? Does it really matter that much? You want everyone having a team full of Mewtwo's? I don't care. Sure, why not? Like, can you play against other people? I mean, I guess you could on the old ones. I'm thinking more of, like, the current generation. Alright, there is our horse. Does not clip on, it just rests on tiles. So that's interesting. I do like getting more of the sunflower flowers, so that's nice. So there we go. And spare parts. Gold 1x1 quarter cylinder tile and red 1x1 plate flower. There we go. Okay, slide that up there. I have no idea what that's a reference to. I assume that's a reference to something. Okay, there we go. It is the year of horse. That is true, Farron. It is the year of horse. Alright, let's see. There's 6. 7. 1, 2, 8, 9. I'm going to assume that those are the last ones. 4, 3, 5. All right. 4, 3, and 2. There we go. All right, to the Trotting Lantern. Enjoying the sights of beautiful lanterns is one of the most important social activities to celebrate in the traditional Chinese New Year. Colorful lanterns are endowed with various auspicious meanings, among which the shadow picture lantern is a classic that dates back to ancient times. With the movement and variation of its shadows and patterns, the shadow picture lantern tells many different stories, implies joy and prosperity, and wishes for a good harvest or abundant wealth as examples. Okay. I don't know where... I still don't know where trotting comes from, but I guess... I'll never know. While feeding animals, you gave some fresh water to some baby birds. Aww. Just as long as they weren't seagulls. I'm joking. Where am I? Alright, we got our Snake Man. Our Snake Fan costume is basically what this is. Let's go ahead and zoom in on this guy. Snake! Snake! Howdy, not a rogue AI. How's it going? Snake Man, a good starting level in Mega Man 3. But what if he's actually secretly an XCOM Snake Man? You don't know. Speaking of Pokemon, Pombon is the best new design they've had in ages. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that announced today, and basically, like, everyone on my feed was going nuts over that. I say everyone in that everyone who talks about that kind of thing, as opposed to other things like politics. But there was a lot of love for the new bird too. I saw the bird. Also, on the Discord, the new Lego minifigs leaked. I am super duper excited for them. They look really nice. There's another... so we had, like, a couple series ago, the Steampunk Inventor guy. And as... Oop, no, don't go down. As they tend to do... when they come out with one character archetype kind of thing that's male, they soon have a female. So they have a female steampunk inventor, which is very cool. Has a new tool. I'm not sure if it's supposed to be a dagger gun or a dagger flamethrower lighter thingy, but it's interesting. Also a cute witch. I really like the witch. She looks very happy. And wouldn't you be happy if you were going around cursing people? I know I would be. You get a curse, and you get a curse, and you get a curse. Curses for everybody. A knife, not a knife throwing gun, a flamethrower knife gun thingy. Also, get out of here, brick separator. I don't need you. There's also a chocolatier with a chocolate dragon. A gun that shoots flaming knives. No! You guys are all intentionally misinterpreting me. It's terrible. How dare you? It's not right, I tell you. That's my job, to intentionally misinterpret you. How do you guys not know this? Wouldn't that be a gunblade from FF8 with a fire element? No, not exactly. I hate the idea of gunblades. Very easily. Oh, terrible. I'm going to have a talk with your managers. Let's see what else we got. There's also a little unicorn, which is adorable. Oh yeah, tuba guy. That's pretty cool. Don't really care about the soccer guy. There's a slime monster with a new skeletal fish. There's a snorkeler with a clownfish. That looks cute. And then a Robo T-Rex minifig as well. And some others, like a tuba player. I like that. And a Bionicle guy, Bionicle minifig, which I never got into Bionicle, so it's not a big deal to me, but I'm sure it'll be pretty popular. So I'm looking forward to those. Alright, let's see. I need 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. And 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. I wasn't sure if they were like asking us to put it like in the anti-studs, but no, they're not. But yeah, looks like a good set. That'll be out in May, I do believe. And there we go. Okay, these go on there. 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 And, yep. Helps if I'm not trying to put it on upside down. And there. And 4 of these. So how's everyone doing today? Happy that it's Friday? I sure am. Not that most days matter one way or the other to me, but Friday means that tomorrow's Saturday, and that means Spelljammer, and I get to try to kill off my players' characters. Yay! Been enjoying WoW X-Pack Early Access? Nice. Woohoo, Friday! Now if only Workday would end. We'll just tell it to end. Just tell it to be done. Get a sudden sore throat. Sudden allergy to work. Sorry, boss. I gotta go home. I'm not feeling well. I got a sudden case of weekend is coming-itis. It requires me to not be at work. I'm sure they'd believe it, right? Woken up at 4 a.m. or so with a tension headache? Ooh. I'm sorry to hear that. I keep waking up pretty early as well. Not quite that early. Not quite that early. Although there was one night when I woke up and I was like, oh, I feel a little, you know, I feel kind of okay. Like I slept a good amount, but just not enough. Which probably means it's like 6 or 8. Let me take a quick look. Oh, I've only been asleep for an hour. That was kind of ass. You don't know if he'd go for that since you've been out for a week for jury duty? I mean, hey, you were serving your country. You gotta reward yourself after serving your country. Doing your civic duty. Well, there is open apocalypse, or whatever it is. I don't really like XCOM Apocalypse myself. Not my thing. But I should definitely play some more regular XCOM one of these days. Well, so for me, it's like, I don't know that it's so much that I like the genre, although I kind of do. But I just feel like, you know, and some of it could be nostalgia. But I feel like they did the perfect blend, like, they got all the major things perfect with that XCOM. Which is one reason why I have no interest in the other XCOMs. The new XCOMs. It's like it doesn't do things the same way. It plays very different. And I want more of the old style. Wonder if there's an XCOM style game, but from the Alien side. There's probably a mod for that. For Open XCOM. Okay, so that will go right there. that goes right there. These are not the easiest bits to get on, actually. I think it actually would have been easier to put these lower parts on first and then put the higher bits on, but what do I know? There we go. Nothing else that I've seen quite plays the same way, though. That's the thing. Like people have recommended other ones to me too, and just I look at them and I'm like, it doesn't have X, Y, and Z. Those are the things that I like. And there we go. All right. Got all of those in. Okay, one side we get a pair of red 2x2s. The other we get blue 1x2s. And then orange 1x6s over here. There we go. Alright, spare parts, lime green and red 1x1 cylinder plates, gold 1x1 plate flour, and gold scissors. Alright, bag number 2. Oh, interesting. Remember getting XCOM years ago and realizing very quickly that you also need to find a manual or something? Alright, so we've got, these are, I was expecting, transparent, but no, these are pearlescent window panes. That's neat. I think these would make great, like, windows in a, Asian restaurant. Okay, yeah, this is, I have already set aside light brick to use. So I'm not constantly pulling out the tab here and risking the batteries in these just like dying and draining away and then also like leaking and stuff. Ready for a game that came out before tutorials were standard. I guess I did read the manual. But I definitely did not read the manual when I played it again, when I did the LP, the original LP. 15-ish years ago now, something like that. I mean, not quite that long. Any idea what type of battery is in those? They're watch batteries. They are. Oh, let me take a look. Actually, the box might say. LB41H, it looks like. See if that matches up with the box, it might say. Oh, LR41. Yeah. All right. LR41, that's what it is. Yeah, LR41. I misread. It's very tiny. Yeah, that's an R, not a B. I think I have some of these around here somewhere, but... Yes. Also, my eyes are not as good as they used to be. I'm getting old. That's why I gotta eat my breakfast soup. Small nuclear cell. But yeah, they should be pretty easy to get. Hardware stores, maybe even like CVS and stuff. Online, certainly. Yeah. There we go. Teal 2x2. So a gold 1x2 tile slopes with tile and slopes with cutouts. Luckily, these don't. These types of batteries don't leak as much as your standard alkaline. It is handy. Alright, bright orange 2x4 Technic plate. And we get a 1x1 pyramid peak slope. Okay, so that goes here. So it doesn't go down very far. Basically only a plate, and that is enough to light it up. Just was told about a LEGO reality TV show. You mean LEGO Masters? That's been on for a really long time, actually. Remember you went to... LEGO released the very first motorized model? Yeah, those are pretty cool. Alright, so we've got two choices. I think it's the Monkey King and a deer. Let's go with the deer. See if I can zoom in. Let me put these down here. Maybe we'll get the gray background will be better. Or not. There we go. That's better. So the Monkey King and a deer. Probably a Chiron. Killin. Whatever it is. Alright, put that there. So you can put whichever one you want in. Can't get that on there. Was the price of a PC? Like, they've had motorized Lego going back to the 60s? The 70s? Kind of thing? With the Lego trains? And the old cogwheel gears. They had motors on those. Maybe you're thinking of the programmable brick Mindstorms? Those were pretty expensive. But I don't think they were PC priced. Okay, I'm not sure that is going to come up, show very well on the camera, but yeah, if I point it right at the camera, it doesn't work so well. But the pearlescent panes really allow it to like reflect, like project the line art onto the image, onto the window. That's pretty neat, actually. Okay. Have they made the solar cell brick? I can't recall. The stuff these days is mostly battery powered, which I don't like. Like, the trains are now remote controlled rather than power over rails. I get why they've done that, because it is expensive to make those rail pieces. Because you mold a brick, then you, you mold the rail piece, and then you apply a metal, like basically a thin metal strip to it all. But like, you could plug it in. You could let it run for a long time. You didn't have to use up batteries. Howdy, Bahamut, how's it going? Mostly safety reasons? I don't think you could really even get shocked from that. I mean, it was 9 volts for one thing. Have you ever stuck your tongue to a 9-volt battery? I think that's like what you would get out of it. You could put your hands on the rail just fine. It did not do anything to you. It really was the expense of the making the rails that I think had them go away from that. Tired patience for annoying people and a day is low. I'm sorry to hear that. Are green dragons immune to electricity? No. Also not a green dragon. Okay, that gets on there. That gets on there. One by 8 tile across. I mean, like, I'm sure there are ways to get electrocuted, but when you put the rails down, the rails had metal on the actual rails that the wheels rolled over. Plug them in, turn it on. You could put your hand right on that, and you don't get shocked. You don't get electrocuted. You don't get shocked. I'm sure there are other ways to like if the wires get frayed or something like that, and you touch that part, then yeah, you might get shocked there. But the rails themselves, perfectly safe. Let's snooze that ad there. Like, I'm pretty sure that the entire reason that they went to the battery-operated is just because it meant they didn't have the expense of making the rails anymore. I mean, the 12-volt stuff was the best. 9-volt was good, but the 12-volt was the best. Because you could make this whole long console of switches to have all like to automate all kinds of stuff like level crossings and lights. It was pretty awesome. Super expensive, but super awesome. All right, those two go on there. Got two more windows here. I wonder if I still have my 12-volt lighting kit nearby. I should look. Okay, these are going to go on here. And our spare part. One white 1x1 pyramid peak slope. Also, technically, the 1x2x2 panel with in clear with a printing on it. One of the two is kind of extra. All right, let's see. 12-volt lighting kit. Yes, I do. I also have the old classic straight rails. These could be either battery operated or 12 volt. You just needed to get a center rail for them. I think they had a separate set that was the center rail. They still have the rail pieces, but they've changed the mold so it doesn't have the little clip-in bits anymore. So that's the old style rails. Here is the 12-volt lighting kit. So you get you get actually 4 of the 1x6 bricks that have a slot in it, and you can put a prism piece in it. You got the light brick, and then the cabling. Don't touch that third rail. It's okay. You can touch the third rail. These third rails, at least. Okay. So this is what the set had in it, and it's in a styrofoam tray. Oh, the soft kerning on the old, the old lettering. You mean this? So let's zoom in on one of these. Actually, snooze the ad again. Alright, so there's a slot in this 1x6 brick. You get these prism pieces. They fit in right there, creating a stud on here. Then we have, and this is how the old 1x1 cylinder plates came. You got the sprue on them. So you would sometimes get extras, like if a set only used one of these, then you'd get an extra. Otherwise, you'd get no extra. So that fits on right there like that. And then the light element would go on right behind it. And it would, because it's a prism piece, prism element, it would transmit the light through here, and you get headlights. It's very cool. Get this out. There we go. You got the wires. And the very cool thing about these 2x2... Whoop, sorry. Was not quite on the screen. Oh, now you know where those sprue bits came from? Oh, yeah. The fun thing about these sprue bits is that, like, before they had Lego gems, I used these as gems. You know? Because you get so many of them in transparent colors. But yeah, so I still think that these are the best light elements that Lego has ever made. Because you get light out the front, and there's a little bit of prisming going on. And then there's light coming out the bottom. So you can either, you know, like, put it up against something here to shine light out there with plates or bricks underneath it, or you can put it on the ceiling and you get light coming down from the top. No, this is a standard brick. It's a standard brick size. It's just a 2x2 brick. The it does say, let's see if I can get that to show up. It does say 12 volt right here. The 4.5 volt were yellow. For some reason it looked shorter. Probably just the angle. I'm not, like, when I'm looking down at this, I'm not really seeing the, like, what exactly is in full frame on the camera. But these are just really neat little prism elements. So I got this, like, when I got this, it was sealed. I did take it out of the thing, but I haven't done anything with it. I don't have enough, like, I don't have any 12 volt stuff really. But I got it because it was neat. So it goes back in, and there's actually a little... height difference there, because you slip the instruction sheets in. So here you can see, like, you get light coming out the side and down the bottom for lights in buildings. I should probably zoom out a little bit on this. Let's see. Let's go out to about 200%. So then they had lighting poles as well, with the wires wrapped around. And here's what you could do. Like, this is the transformer, and you'd get these extra add-on things that you could do all kinds of cool stuff with. You could daisy chain the cords to really do a lot of power. It was a really cool and versatile system, and I think it's a shame that we don't, we're not still getting it. For lights in locomotives and coaches. So here you can see the daisy chaining. So that's basically like the instruction sheet. And then we have the catalog. The one-sheet catalog. Which, to this day, I think that these catalogs are the best things ever. Like, these scenes that you would get. So they had this level crossing. And these would be powered. There's bevel gears here. And you can power the raising and lowering of the gates. And there's a little light in that right there as well. And then this gives the like the sets that were available at the time. This is actually, like, the interesting thing is that this set was produced multiple times. This one is from probably 87 or so. Catalogs that are better than the Lego itself? No. I just mean that they're better than the catalog stuff that they do these days. This is older. So, like, a 1x2 tile instead of a suitcase kind of thing. And this set, I believe, came out in, like, yeah, copyright 1982 on that one. But then this one is copyright 1986 down there. But yeah, so you could get, they had these two trains, 7735, 7745. I had a friend who had this one. I always wanted it. The 7866 level crossing, which actually had two rails, and the level crossing switch. Here you have the third rail bits, the electrified crossing, the electrified points, a light that would stop the train. You've got a red and a green light there. A lighting kit for just poles. Here we have 7835, which is the non-electric level crossing. But you could always put a rail in. You could always put rails in on these to make them electrified. 7823, which is a cargo depot, does have the electrified rail. 7824, train station. I do have this set. It does not have the electrified rail. 7817, a cargo car and crane. And then 7722 down here. This is the battery-operated train, and I did have this one. Because it's 4.5 volt. This box car here is actually a battery box. You got, I think 3 C batteries in there. But that's battery-operated. So, it's cool stuff. But yeah, I very much miss these kind of catalogs that would have, like, scenes on them and stuff. Does it say where it was made? And we'll look at the box once I get this closed back up. Probably... There's a sticker on here that's Italian, but I think that is from... It was sold in Italy. Probably means it was made in Billund. That's usually where they were made at the time. There was a factory in Enfield, Connecticut, but they didn't make the 12-volt stuff there. So cool old stuff. Alright, let's see. We do have an ad break just about to start, but we also have a new bag to open up. I do have other catalogs around if people are interested in seeing those in future future streams. Like, I really like the catalogs with the with scenes in them that would show multiple sets and stuff that you could do. I think they may have stopped that partly because of, like, complaints that, like, these aren't things that you could purchase kind of thing, kind of complaints or something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's see. These go on there. We get dark blue 1x2 tiles with center studs and a 1x4 behind it. Electrical components probably imported from Italy. No, well, I mean, maybe they were. I don't know. I don't know where they made electrical components and stuff like that. But the Italian sticker on that means that it was sold in Italy. Because you got on the top. Second line is... Let's zoom in again. So the second line is English, of course. I'm not good enough at the other languages, but I'm pretty sure one is Danish, one is Norwegian, one is Swedish, and one is German. Other people can correct me if I am wrong on that. But none of those are French. Actually, this one might be Finnish. The second from the bottom. First one I'm pretty sure is okay, there's more languages here, I think. First one I'm pretty sure is German, second one is English. Third one looks French. But this sticker, this is just a sticker here. And I'm pretty sure this is put on because it was sold in I suppose it might be Spanish. Now, Bambino, that's Italian. Fourth is Danish? Yeah. But anyway. So they had multiple languages on them in Europe. But that was not sold in the US. I got it online years ago. The rail pieces, the rail boxes, I got from the Lego outlet store, which eventually became just the Lego store Potomac Mills. It was the first Lego store. It was an outlet store. It sold all kinds of, like, overstock and returned items from basically around the world. Damaged items, that kind of thing. When Brickfest started here in the DC area, by my Lego club, I should say, the Lego store there, the Lego outlet made bank. they they did very, very well. It was a good day to be the Lego store. No, I speak English and Pig Latin. Ik pay Attenly. All right, Nakwa, have a good night. Thank you very much for coming on out. All right, we get those two, and they go in right here and here. Then we actually make these. Get that one in there. Get that one in. Ready to go in here. There we go. Okay, two more of these. Actually, that's just saying one. All right. I'm very glad, though, that they have decided to not have major set regional exclusives. The first of these Chinese traditional sets, it was exclusive in Europe, and there was so much of an outcry that they were like, okay, you're right, we'll not do that anymore. So it's pretty awesome that they changed. And now you can get them easily. Because the first Chinese traditional set was pretty nice. I did not get that one myself. It was very nice. But they made it not easy to get. I mean, they still have some exclusives, but they're more like exclusive to like the Lego house in Billund and stuff like that. They don't have regional exclusives anymore. Is that why we were getting the Maersk sets? Yes, but they did make those available elsewhere before. But back in like the 80s and 90s, those were very exclusive, yeah. But like I think they still might have like promo stuff that's exclusive, but no big like regional exclusives. I hope they do more Maersk stuff. I'd like to see, like, actual town stuff of that, you know, build size. I think it would be cool. Because the old Maersk stuff was really cool. They had a bunch of trucks with some really, really unique pieces. Maersk Company town set? I don't think that there are Maersk Company towns. They're a shipping company. Hard to have a company town when you primarily move stuff. Alright. Red and blue. And then we get bright orange. Okay, that is on this side. Good news, you're excited for a movie coming to theaters at the end of May? What movie would that be? The Backrooms. I have not heard of that one. What's like? Is there a particular reason? Like, I mean, besides it just looking good, or does it just look good? I haven't really gotten excited about a movie in a while. I don't know why. Okay, now we get our curly pieces. Started off as a YouTube series that took off and was based off a creepypasta story. Ah, okay, gotcha. Oops. Turn around here. Well, I hope you enjoy it when you go see it. There we go. Alright, spare parts. Gold 1x1 plate, black friction pin, and teal 1x1 cylinder tile. As our spare parts. Then bag number 4. So here we're, you can see the, let's see, do I have a good one that I can pop off? Not really. Well, not really. Anyway, so we had the newer, shorter ones of these in the horse. It was always kind of weird that they had this extra plate under it. It's nice to see them changing it so that we have more flexibility now. Ah, we got the little feet. These are in the bonsai tree, and I think on the Tranquil Garden. Take a look at those when we get to that. There we go. Premise is that, like in games, you can no-clip in reality and end up in a place that exists just below our reality. So it's a horror movie, I assume. Okay, black 2x3. That's it? Yep, alright. And then just one of these feet, you get a tire around it. That goes right there. Dang it. There we go. Got it balanced on one tire. See? Oh, I bumped it. Okay. Alright, 8. Okay. Push that aside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh. I need 16 of them. Oops. I mean, it could be a comedy, not a rogue AI. I assume it's horror, though. That's why I asked. Could be just science fiction. Also, there's an element of making conversation. Existential horror of a wandering in infinite space with yellow wallpaper, light bulbs at maximum humbuzz, and creatures that chase you. Well, I hope you enjoy it. I feel like there was a movie that I heard about that was coming out that I was like, hey, I should go to the movies and see that. And now I can't remember what it was. I have not been to the theater in a very, very long time. And I should go back. There is good movies that are there are good movies being made. Being John Malkovich. That movie's been out for a while. If whatever it is that I'm thinking of has come out, it's like, it would have to be very recent, and I missed it. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right. You wanted to imply that I hadn't gone to a movie in forever as a joke. Well, I mean, I don't remember exactly when Being John Malkovich came out. I mean, I know it's been out for a while. Like a long while. But I have probably been to a movie since that came out. It was probably like 2016 at least, since I've been to a movie in a theater. 1999. Okay, yes. I have been to movies since then. I have definitely been to movies since then. Like, I don't think that I was aware of Being John Malkovich coming out kind of thing. Well, maybe I was. I don't remember. It didn't make a big impression on me as a release. If I had known that Orson Bean was in it, I would have gone to see it. There we go. Alright, now, dark red. 1x2s. Might just be all of these. I think the last movie you went to in theaters was when It Chapter 2 was released. I don't remember when that was released, so I don't know. Like, I don't remember what the last movie I saw was, so there's that. Fun movie trivia. The Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring came out like a year after the D&D movie came out. Both by New Line Cinema. So, while the D&D movie was being made, which is a really bad movie, but entertaining if you like that kind of thing, the same company was also making the soon-to-be worldwide hit, Fellowship of the Rings. Mostly go to the theaters to buy their popcorn? Oh. I can't say I ever considered that. Alright, that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Am I contending that Saruman was a better villain than Profion? What do you think, sir? What do you think? I did see the D&D movie in theaters. Jeremy Irons must have been paid in ham. I mean, you could tell that guy was having fun. And really, as you should. There are so many questionable decisions that went on in the making of that movie, though. So many questionable decisions. What if the people who made that, you know, like, the next year were, like, looking at Lord of the Rings and being like, we could have been that. Also, do you wonder if any of the executives at New Line were looking at the returns on the D&D movie and being like, oh god, this D&D movie is gonna be a flop. Who is the not Wesley Crusher guy in the D&D movie? I don't remember his name. I mean, I can picture him. I know he's been in other things. Not many, but... Wasn't that D&D movie the best one produced? I think the last direct-to-video one is the one that's most liked in terms of actually trying to tell an interesting story. But I don't think I've seen any of them past the first one. I think the special effects in the first one were probably the best. But that's also not saying much because the special effects in it weren't that great. There are other people in the D&D movie who are actually really good in other movies. like character actors and other things. The guy, the bald guy, villain guy who was like a subordinate of Jeremy Irons. I can't remember what his name is. I think he was a villain in the second movie. I think he came back in that. And I think there's a movie out there that's kind of like, might be like an art film that he's in, and he's really good or something. Like, I just have this like vague recollection of that. Does kind of go to show just how much kind of comes down to having a like everything kind of has to come together to make good movies. The dwarf was one of the comedy duo in Pirates of the Caribbean. Well, I was thinking more along the lines of like genre, like non-genre films. All right, we got our legs on the lantern. Flip it over. There we go. I can feel the tire under there. Well, I mean, from what I recall, the dwarf in the D&D movie was one of the better, like, didn't quite miss. I mean, like, everything was kind of off in that movie, but, like, kind of one of the fewer off things, if I remember correctly. Bald guy was in that. Okay, Highlander Endgame does not count. That's not what I was thinking of. That is definitely not what I was thinking of. I might be thinking of a different character from the D&D movie. I don't know. But I was definitely not thinking of Highlander Endgame. Because that's also not a good movie. Alright, there we go. I actually don't know if I have any of these black 3L connectors. There we go, get that in there. Okay, we're just doing one of these. Looks like we're making a pillar of some sort. Which would I rather watch, Highlander Endgame or the original Highlander 2 cut? The original Highlander 2 cut. And here's why. Here's why. Sean Connery. Apparently Sean Connery was their first pick for the Highlander. And when he got the script, he was like, I want to play this Ramirez guy. And they were like, okay. I mean, it's Sean Connery. If you're getting Sean Connery, you're gonna let him play a role that he wants. Okay, sticker would go on there. Kind of surprised that there is a sticker in this set. So they got a Frenchman to be a Scot and a Scot to be an Egyptian. Yes. I mean, Christopher Lambert had just been, like, in a major European movie, like, with much acclaim. So he was a pretty big get for them as well. Okay, 6L axle here. Get that all the way in. And that comes down right there. Okay, on to Book 2, spare parts. We've got a gold 1x1 plate flower, a red 1x1 plate, and a thin, smooth tire. These tires have actually been made by Lego for a very long time. Some of the older tires that they have, these used to be the motorcycle tires. They were not very common. They're airline tires. These are the tires that are on airplane wheels in the 80s. Maybe still. I don't know. I haven't gotten too many Lego airplanes lately. It's rubber. It's rubber. Lego is the #1 producer of tires in the world. Rubber tires. I should know, because I think I have half of them. I have so many Lego tires and wheels. It's insane. Minecraft news, almost done with tearing an entire mountain down. All right, now build it up again. No. All right, Miner Trader, have a good rest of your night. Thank you very much for coming on out. All right, let's go ahead and get our winking guy. Brown 2L beam with stop, a 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud, and a black micro figure. I can't believe you don't want to do it, Bahamut. It'd be so much fun. So this might be some kind of, like, toy, but I think these are usually, like, some sort of candy thing. I'm not sure. Maybe it's black licorice. Although why he'd want black licorice, I don't know. Four to 5 double chests full of cobblestone, about 8 double chests full of stone. I think over 7 double chests of various dirts. I kind of hate getting dirt. Like, there's not a whole lot that you can do with dirt. Some people just want to see the world burn. Yeah, but we're not talking about the oil industry here. Technically, the venture of you tearing down the mountain was to get dirt. You can make clay, but you can get clay. There is a clay block, and you can get that. When you dig up a clay block with a shovel, you get a number of balls of clay. So what are you going to do with the dirt, Bahamut? Because I don't know what you would do with dirt. Well, that song just cut off. I need to figure out what song that was. It was probably a bad encoding of it. Try to make the world one uniform level. You can convert stone to clay? Huh. Must be new. New-ish. You want different dirt types in your storage. Oh, alright. So you don't have an existing plan for it just yet. There weren't that many dirt types when I last played. Maybe there were, I don't know. It's been a little while since I played. So you just want to hoard the dirt. That's what you're saying. Being a dragon. You're expecting Waterworld to be real. Understood. Kinshir, subscribed to Tier 1. 51 months. We indeed. How's it going? Long process of stone to clay. You first need to convert stone to moss blocks. Convert the moss blocks to a podzol, convert the podzol to dirt, and dirt to mud, and then you can turn mud to clay. Wow. That is a process. Cuddling dog. Aw. They're cuddling me, though. Plastic scales are cuddly, too. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. As such, both dirt and clay are renewable. Oops. I mean, it would be very bizarre if you got to a point where you needed renewable dirt, but, just a very long process that involves spruce trees. Well, the best trees. Okay, another 2x4 there. Alright, flip it over. Get a 2x2 plate. 2 1x2s over here. And a 1x4. And 2 boat studs. Okay, that gets on there, and I need a 1x1 tile right there. Okay, that closes up there. I think at the moment the only dirt types you're missing are mycelium, coarse, and rooted dirt. I wonder if Gilded Tongue is still here. If so, this is one of the Asian mixes from the Celtic and Asian arranged collection. From Suikoden 5, actually. Yeah, it's a pretty good one. I don't like all of the tracks, but I never do, so. But it's a good arranged album. You need azalea saplings? Well, just talk to my mother. She has lots of azaleas. Oh, you mean in Minecraft? Alright, dark blue 4x4 corner plate there. My mouse keeps hovering over my thing and accidentally turning the volume down a little bit. Sorry about that. Alright. Nope. We got some stuff to do on the underside, of course. There we go. Oops. Got one last ingot tile there. Alright, so that closes up. That leaves this gap, which is this pillar right here. You cried during the latest FF10 video. It can be an emotional game. You will have to remind me what episode, because keep in mind, like, I record these in batches. I don't know what's going up on any given day, honestly. Alright, I need to do 2 of these. Oh, the one with Unisphere where she had recorded her goodbyes, yeah. It is nice that she didn't have to use that. I also think that I'm getting to the point where I may have to start off-screening the sphere gridding. I actually ran out of spheres. I was not able to do it, everyone, because I ran out of spheres. Alright, these go on either side of the window. The other sad moment was when Titus learned of the Summoner's fates. Yeah, the game doesn't have that emotional impact for me. That is Xenosaga and Xenogears for me. Those are games that get me to tear up. Alright, one by one cylinder plates there. Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying that it's other people shouldn't. I mean, like, any individual game is going to have different impact to different people, especially given the place that they are in their lives and stuff like that, and how much the game had an impact on you, like where you are in your life at that time and stuff like that. Like, why am I getting a friggin' text message at almost 9 p.m. on a Friday night? And not like from someone. Not from a friend or family member kind of thing. Anyway. Yeah, like, Final Fantasy X, when it came out for me, it didn't have a big impact on me at the time, like the character-wise and stuff. Like I mentioned when I started the game up, the LP up, that I originally didn't like Titus when I first played the game, and that definitely colored my view of the game. You know, of playing the game, and how much it impacted me. Like at the beginning, he reminded me of so many people that I didn't like. So a sticker would go on there. And that can really, you know, like impact the emotional connection that you can have, kind of thing. I actually got a comment from someone. It was a very rude comment, insulting me for that connection, I banned them, of course. Like, that's just like... Don't go into someone's comment section and be an asshole. Just don't do it. Of the heroes you disliked, Uzwaka. He gets better, but still. And that goes there. Okay, lots of spare parts. We got 1x1 tiles in bright orange, red, and tan. 1x1 plate in bright orange. 1x1 cylinder plates with hollow studs in black and red. 2 L-bar with stop in brown. And a black microfigure, which I don't think I've gotten any black microfigures. At least unprinted ones. I think I have an Ant-Man who is black, but... Yeah, there's just like a strain of some people who feel that the anonymity of the internet gives them an opportunity to just be their worst self. And don't do it. The time we're in doesn't help. But luckily, I have the power to say, guess what? If you're rude, you don't get to be in my comment section. You can go to hell. Goodbye. I don't have to listen to you anymore. It's pretty nice. It's very satisfying giving them the boot. Nice solid boot. There's the other legs. I kind of wish that there was more going on with Seymour in the game, just because it's like there's a section where he feels ever present, and then he just like periodically shows up, and it's like I think it would have been better if he was a little bit more present through those points. We have a little plate with gyoza, which I actually made some earlier, and decided to once again try pan frying them. And as my permanent experience seems to be, that's a bad idea. You want to be nice and respectful to everyone? So, I agree, except people who are rude do not deserve it. I mean, if they're inadvertently rude, that's fine. If it's an accident kind of thing, that's fine. No, I didn't make gyoza. I bought some frozen ones. I'm not going to hand make gyoza. I'm not crazy. Like, people who are awful deserve to be... Like, they deserve to be told that, and they deserve to be shunned, is what it is. They should be socially ostracized. Best way I can do that with my channel is just saying, you don't get to comment on my videos, kind of thing. This is a dude who used to rail at you a lot you had the thought that maybe he'd warm up to you, and he did, but still kind of treated you awful. Felt inspired to just let him vent, and he ended up getting out of your life anyway. See, like, I mean, if that works for you, sure, go ahead. But, like, there's a point where it's like, I would probably have just told the person to, you know, go to hell. Just get out of my life already, kind of thing. Like, people like that, you know, you don't need to, and I'm not saying that you did, you know, because I obviously don't know the full situation, so I'm saying this is more as a rhetorical thing rather than a specific thing to that situation. But, like, cut toxic people out, you know? That is something that we need to do. If someone is rude to you repeatedly, and it's not just, like, a misunderstanding, I mean, because those happen. You know, like, it's like a competing thing of like, giving people grace, giving people space to realize that they made a mistake and get better and stuff like that. But also, you don't have to put up with assholes, kind of thing, you know? And there, you know, there's a lot of people who think that they need to put up with rude people and assholes and stuff like that. And you don't. You just don't. Cut them out of your life. So, you know, keep that in mind if you guys start talking about pickles. But, like, I know people who have family members who are toxic and they don't feel comfortable cutting them out. And, I mean, like, again, I'm not them and I don't know the circumstances and stuff like that, but it's okay to cut them out. There is this element of, like, you can choose who your like, you can't choose who your blood relations are, but you can choose who your family is. I got my eyes on you, not a rogue AI. I got my eyes on you. All 4 of them. Because I'm wearing glasses, you see. But yeah, like, cut toxic people out. They don't deserve your attention, your time. And that's just talking about, like, personal. Like, knowing someone personally. There are worse, like, even worse people out there who need to be completely ostracized. Polite society needs to tell them that they are not invited. All right, we get these neat little, like, samurai helmet decorations. That one goes there. Make another one, and it is just the mirror. Oops. Oh. That didn't want to go together. There we go. And get the window on there. If chromatic dragons were Chinese elemental themed, which would be wood and which metal? So, the thing to keep in mind is that the Chinese elements are not a compositional thing. Like, classical elements are about composition. And that's not what they are in Eastern philosophy. I had a good word. Let me see if I can remember what it was, because my mind is kind of blanking on it right now. 100 bits. Have buckets of popcorn and tasty edible bits. Nom 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 nom. Wait. Not sure if I can eat bits. I guess I can turn them into edible things. So it's more like the Eastern elements are more like properties rather than components, if that makes sense. Got 2 bricks of ground beef being converted into taco meat. But you could build with those bricks. Why don't you build with those bricks? Okay, a black 2x3. Fire, water, wood, metal, air. The 5th one always trips you up. I think wind. No. Yeah, it's so like it's more about properties and how they interact with the world, kind of thing, rather than being made of those things. Like something might have the metal property even though it's not metallic, because it's hard. Like it's a very much a misconception to look at Eastern elements through the lens of Western elements, because they're not doing the same work, so to speak. You should know this because one of the subsets of the Changelings splat for World of Darkness has that play a big part. They're not really Changelings, they're not actually Fae. Yeah, like there's a Discord I'm in that talks about Forgotten Realms, and that tries to put like tries to have like Eastern spirits be Fae, and I'm like, I don't know. I kind of feel like Fae is distinctly Western, but that's me. I also don't think that like the whole spirit thing needs to be this whole arcane thing. That could just be like how they understand monsters or something like that. But that is me. Okay, we get more of these candies. We got a gold, a dark blue, and a dark red. Using the microfigures. And gold flowers. So green dragons aren't wood-like enough, I guess I'm saying. I mean, like, what I'm saying is more that I don't think that you can match, like, you can attach Eastern elements to things that way. These would have more stickers. Because there's like this complex 5-pointed star. I can't remember what the name of the 5-pointed star is. Relation between everything. And I mean, it's not like the chromatic dragons are elemental anyway. Like, they're not classical elemental. Well, pentagram has the circle around it, I think. I mean, like, I think that, I don't think it applies to both. I think it just applies to the 5-pointed star with a circle around it. But I could be wrong. It has been a while since I have looked at geometric shapes. But yeah, so like I don't like how like giants became elemental in later editions and dragons are kind of elemental and stuff like that. Like it's not necessary. It feels like another one of those things of like, you know, oh, it's kind of like this, so let's make it all the way like this. You know, it's like you know, like how in the 80s there was, they did some studies and found that, like, boys liked computers by a slightly higher percentage than girls. So everything went towards boys in the marketing. And it's like, you know, you take this thing and you just go overboard in that direction rather than understand that there's just some bias. It's like, oh, red dragons like fire. Fire's an element. Ergo, red dragons must be elemental kind of thing. Or, you know, you got fire giants and you got stone giants. Those are kind of like elemental forces. Ergo, all elements all the time. Like, it just bugs me. Like, they don't, these things don't have to be connected. Pentagram is just the 5-pointed star. Oh, okay. Fair enough. Another sticker would go there. Anyway, that's a rant that I have. Do some versions of D&D have actual elemental dragons? No. Okay. There is an elemental creature type called an animental. Basically, sometimes the spirit of a creature will get misdirected and end up on the elemental planes, and thus manifest as its creature type. So you can go to the elemental plane of water and encounter a water bear. Not a tardigrade. A water bear. A bear made of water. They're not truly elemental creatures, because they're basically, like, spirits that kind of got mislaid along the way. And that includes humanoids and dragons. So, yes, you can have, like, a fire white dragon on the plane of fire. You could have an ice gold dragon on the paraplane of ice kind of thing. But there's no, like, actual creature type. Fancy lad using a Latin ergo instead of the good King's English, therefore. Hey, I took Latin. I have to do these things. Required by law. There we go. Okay, spare parts. We got tan chopsticks, brown three-stem plant, beige gyoza, microfigures in dark blue, dark red, and gold. 1x1 cylinder tile in gray with a gauge print. 3L bar in brown, and a gold 1x1 cylinder plate with underclip. Clearly, silver dragons are a sleep elemental. Well, no, but that's the thing is, like that's the fun thing about the Animentals is that you can encounter something that should make no sense, like an ice red dragon, or a steam blue dragon kind of thing. I think the 5e viewpoint is that their origins are derived from the elements, but are not elementals themselves, although there are the Hulks, which are giants that have sort of regressed and become Hulks. Yeah, but I mean, I don't think that they needed to be tied to the elements anyway. Like, fire giants just like hot places. They're adapted to hot places, and their god likes heat and fire. That it doesn't have to be elemental in nature kind of thing, you know? It's like there's a difference between fire and elemental fire. Better the elements in the outer planes? Well, again, like I complain about I would complain about an outer planar origin for the dragons too, or giants too. Well, I mean, like the giants have gods, so Prometheus had to get his clay from somewhere. Doesn't have to be elemental earth. Has to be elemental ooze, actually. Clearly, he's good friends with Bwim, too. I love Bwim, too. I don't know why. I just do. Elemental pizza. And we know where he got the flame for his kiln? Well, yeah, Helios. Again, it doesn't have to be elemental. Or, like, it can be elemental with without being elemental. Like, it can be lowercase elemental rather than capital E elemental. No, I'm just splitting hairs. Elemental iron versus elemental iron, exactly. Well, except there's no element iron. Like, it would be elemental mineral. But yes, I know what you were getting at. Favorite depiction of an elemental plane of Earth is oddly WoW. It's the Quicksilver Bog. But isn't that more like ooze? Ooze includes mud. Or at least the border of earth and ooze is mud. Is muddy. Quicksilver is mercury, yeah. How's the set so far? Pretty good. I'd rather have an actual building, but it's pretty interesting. Did I finish the animal series yet? No. We barely started. You don't want to be dealing with Quicksilver without protection in place? No, but there's actually no D&D rules for mercury poisoning. Partly because it's a long-term thing. there are no D&D rules for heavy metal poisoning. It's not really conducive to standard gameplay. I'd probably just make it a long-term debilitating poison. Like, treat it as a debilitating disease kind of thing. I mean... Would lesser restoration cure heavy metal poisoning? I have no idea. I don't know anything about lesser restoration. You wouldn't need restoration to do it in 2nd edition. Neutralize poison would probably do it. That's a 4th level. And heal would certainly take care of it. And if you wanted to say that neutralize poison couldn't do it because it's more of a long-term thing, then heal would still take care of it. Greater restoration, I mean, like standard 2nd edition restoration would probably work too, although that's more for, I mean, it would certainly, or it would probably fix any stat point losses that you might have suffered. Restoration in 2nd edition is kind of wonky just because it can do a bunch of stuff that's not really mentioned in the spell description. And it is 7th level, so it's pretty powerful. Like, you're talking about resurrection level power here, and there's no reason for it to not be able to do stuff like that. Although maybe you'd have to use regeneration. I don't know. Again, like, heavy metal poisoning is not exactly covered by the rules, so you're kind of flying blind as a dungeon master, which gives you the ability to do what you want. Howdy, Shield of Hope. How's it going? You like whatever this is? It is the Trotting Lantern. I'll show it when... I'll show it fully when we're actually done. We're getting the top on right now. Well, I mean, not only do you have a lot of sway, Bahamut, but, like, because there aren't rules for it, you're... you know, welcome to decide how to handle it however you want. I would generally, like, look up, like on Wikipedia, what the actual effects are, and then make a decision from there. Based on existing things. Oh, I need 4 of these. Alright. Cure disease might. So again, like, it kind of depends on whether you'd want to treat it as a disease rather than a poison. But cure disease is also lower level than neutralize poison. Rules lawyer tries to argue that since it isn't in the rules, it doesn't exist as a possibility in Faerun. The rules lawyer would then be completely wrong because that goes against Rule 0. Which is, the DM is the final arbiter of the rules. Like, it's always funny to be reading Sage Advice in Dragon Magazine and seeing someone write in being like, I'm a dungeon master, and I made this ruling in my game. Was I right? And the sage is always like, you're the dungeon master. Of course you're right. Here's some advice if you want it. We got black bushings on here, which are not super common. Although they've been making a lot more colors lately, which is pretty nice. Okay, there we go, and then these 4. Yeah, that happened in a short-lived campaign. You were in about if Shocking Grasp could deal a non-lethal damage, as it was a magical melee attack. Well, that's definitely a no, actually, in 2nd edition at least. Because you can't deal non-lethal damage with bludgeoning weapons. And that's what your hand would be. And if you want a Shocking Grasp type spell that, like, knocks someone out, like a taser kind of thing, then you would just research that. Like, you could research a Shocking Grasp variant that does non-lethal damage. And that would actually allow it to do more total damage if it's non-lethal. But I've never had anyone interested in doing that. But that's also 2nd edition. I don't know about other editions. So, right. So, non-lethal damage can still kill, because, at least in 2nd edition, because the way it works is that you have to be able to control the damage type, i.e., turn the sword on its, so you're hitting with the broadside of the blade rather than the edge. So you can do that with swords, axes, spears, that kind of thing. But you can't do that with a hammer. You can't do that with a mace because there's no other part of that kind of thing. You're always hitting with the business end. And the way it works is that you deal half damage, of which half of that is temporary. So some of that damage is actual real damage, real physical damage. So let's say you deal 4 points of damage total. 2 of that is temporary. 2 of that is real. Well, if the target has 2 hit points or 1 hit point, they're dead. I mean, technically they'd be bleeding out or, you know, in negative hit points kind of thing. But the point being, most people don't deal with that with, like, monsters and NPCs. Unless they're, like, long-term NPCs. Then you have the punching rules in 2nd edition, which just has a flat knockout chance. And again, half the damage is real, and half of it is temporary. Actually, it might be 75% with the punching rules. I don't know. I'd have to look at that again. I think the DM at the time agreed that even though in the rules for 5th edition, Shocking Grasp can deal non-lethal damage, as all melee stuff can be non-lethal. Oh, wow. Yeah, but see, so, like, that's the thing is, like, you're touching, you're not attacking. Shocking Grasp isn't a punch, it's not a slap, it's a touch. It's like, you know, you don't deliver a Shocking Grasp like that. You deliver a Shocking Grasp like that, kind of thing. The weird punching chart? Yeah. It's actually pretty good. Alright, spare parts. There's also wrestling. Spare parts, gray half bushing, a gray half pin, and a black bushing. Those are our spare parts there. Bag number 8. You'd assume grasping is needed for Shocking Grasp. No, it's just a touch. You just have to touch. It's Shocking Grasp is the name. It doesn't describe perfectly what it does. Like, it could just as easily be Shocking Touch, but when they made it, they liked the sound of Shocking Grasp. And it's the idea of the joy buzzer. You know? You shake hands with someone and they get a joy buzzer. But, like, electric. Like, the way that people picture it actually doing. And things happening in like, comics and stuff like that. But no, you don't actually need to, like, grab onto something. It's just a touch. And that's also why you don't need, like, you're attacking against armor class 10 with it. And the reason the Shocking Grasp was brought up is because you wanted to knock out an animal but decided it wasn't worth it. I mean, early in the Spelljammer campaign, Higamus tried to knock something out, but with his 20 strength and using a two-handed sword, the amount of physical damage still killed it, so... Oopsie. Alright, 4 of these. I mean, it doesn't say it in the rules, but I would actually allow someone to choose not to apply their strength. I think that's reasonable. If only sleep wasn't limited to 4 hit die. Well, I mean, there are higher level sleep spells. And you can research a higher level sleep spell. The sleep effect is not limited to 4 hit dice. The sleep spell is. A lot of people tend to forget that. Spell research is your friend. That said, if I were doing a higher, if I were as a dungeon master to allow a higher level one, I would probably make it saving throw based. Because sleep is one of those, like, overpowered spells, intentionally so, at first level. But, unlike Magic Missile, its effectiveness wanes a fair bit over time. Now, not entirely. If you are still dealing with, like in a Spelljammer campaign where you're dealing with crew on a ship, sleep can still be very good. Would be a funny spell, Chain Fireball. I'm looking forward to tomorrow for another reason. Finn is going to be summoning a fire elemental, and I am excited to see what he gets out of that. There is a chance, a small chance, that he could get a 24 hit die fire elemental, which is absolutely insane. And I would love it if he actually did, because that would be just incredibly awesome. It's like Chain Lightning, but with fire. Intentionally hires only high-level NPCs as crew. Yeah, so, like, you could do that. It's expensive, though, not a rogue AI. The party has done that. They didn't want their crew dying all the time. So they have hired higher-level people. But I don't, like, artificially inflate things, like a, like, there will be higher hit die, goblin, like, you know, goblins as officers, but they're still going to have the default hit die for goblins for the standard crew. TUI has optional NPC classes, and I hate them. I hate NPC classes. I know of people who like them. I hate them. I do not use them. There's no real reason for them, in my opinion. And Red Hyena, how's it going? Subscribed for 30 months. Thank you very much. Just checked in. What dice do you even roll for a 24 hit die elemental in 2E? 24d8. They don't have any more damage. I mean, like, their damage die is the exact same as an 8 hit die. They just have a crap ton of hit points, which is amazing. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, as it is, like, he still has is going to get a 12 or 16 hit die fire elemental, most likely. Where can you find them? DMG? No, because they're optional. There is a book called Sages and Specialists, and that is where the NPC classes are located. Those are the only ones. They're primarily there as helpers for a party, like alchemists and blacksmiths and stuff like that. My issue with NPC classes is that one of the reasons why, you know, you get more hit points as you level up is because you're better at surviving a fight. But an NPC who doesn't go out, a sage should not get more hit points. It's silly. They roll for the hit points and it ends up being only 24. I mean, that is possible. That is possible. But it could also have 192. Oops. And that would be, like, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. I think it would very much be a, all right, here, boy, go have fun. Howdy, Lunar Dragon, how's it going? Funny story you read on a forum before the forums got shut down. A party was fighting a normal goblin with a crossbow and failing to land a single hit, and the goblin was hitting all the hits before running away. Party was sort of happy before the DM decided to name the goblin. I had a random encounter with some kobolds in a very early campaign that I ran. And the kobolds all threw javelins first, and I rolled a crazy number of 6s on the damage. So it became this running gag of always checking the kobolds anytime they encountered them to see if they had the magical javelins of maximum damage. That was a fight in which one of the characters decided to hide behind his horse, and I was like, dude, you're hiding behind your horse! That's so mean! The poor horse. At least D&D doesn't have exploding dice. Au contraire. That's what makes firearms special. The PCs got to have that on their side in one fight. There was an NPC that joined them for a little while, who used a pair of magical wheel-lock pistols, and one of her shots, she fired twice. One of them was just a normal roll. Second one exploded to 32 damage and killed one of the enemies. No, yes, that doesn't... Not exploding dice on every 6, correct. But they could have had wheel-lock pistols, and then they would have had a bad time. The kobolds, I mean. Well, the PCs would have had a bad time from the kobolds. I should do that. But yeah, it is definitely possible to get some pretty high damage with AD&D firearms, because they do have exploding damage dice. Okay, so spare parts. 1x2 half-cylinder tiles in red and bright orange. Teal 1x1 cylinder plate, and a black 3L bar. And we got bag number 9. Telling you you need to introduce the kobolds to percussion caps? I don't know what that is. I'm just saying that I should introduce the party to some wheellock wielding kobolds. I think that would be fun. They can be followers of Gaknalak the Trapmaker, who is the best kobold deity, as we all know. 19th century firearms? Well, there aren't those in D&D, so... Well, maybe there are. There's a lot of stuff in combat and tactics. A lot of variety. I recommend not using all of them. Remember another story about a rogue wizard, another class that you forgot about? But the person had a feat that let him sacrifice a spell to let him deal sneak attack damage to things that were normally immune to sneak attack damage. I don't know what that really means, so... There's backstabbing in 2E, which is very different. Came in handy against an adamantite golem. I should introduce the players to the Radiant Golem. That would be fun. That would also end the campaign, but... Players carrying Mercury Fulminate should remember how bad item saving throws are. Oh boy, 8 of these. Alright. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Their primer system used in the 1800s before breach loaders took over? Well, yeah, but I don't know what that means, like, in game terms. I don't know what that would look like. Like... It doesn't help me there. I mean, there's a lot of firearms in combat and tactics. They're primarily matchlock, flintlock, and wheellock, but... Not sure if it was an actual feat or a custom one. Well, I definitely wouldn't know. So, I don't know 3E feats. Or other edition feats. I'm just assuming 3rd edition. I don't actually know. Last D&D session you made your character create a cheese-covered pickle as a monster to turn to camp. See, I would have a bear eat that and then just go berserk on the camp. But then again, I hate pickles, so, you know. I want to punish players who introduce pickles to things. It was interesting. If pickles are evil, though, wouldn't they attract monsters? Not necessarily. Pickles can be evil, and evil things can choose not like pickles as well. Like these things can be true, can be equally true. It's like I remember viewers of Kikoskia really complaining about him playing an evil character who didn't like slavery in one of the Baldur's Gate games or something like that, and it's like, you guys have like a very caricatured view of evil, don't you? Staff of Pickles that casts Pickle Rain. Would that be like Ice Storm, but with pickles? I don't think it would do as much damage, that's for sure. All making some odd boots? Yes. Yes. They're booties. John Big Booties. Aw, dang it. I was hoping it would stay up. They all fall down. Very much, but it'd be funny. I mean, sure. If one of the players, wanted to research that as a magic item, I wouldn't stop them. I wouldn't say no. You know, or a spell. They just need to stat it up. Like, I'll do an editing pass on their spells. I don't mind that, but I always get the impression when they talk, when players, some of my players talk about researching new spells, that they want me to write it up, and I'm like, no. Like every time, it's like, write it up, and I'll let you know how it goes. When they ask me, like, could this be a spell? And I'm like, write it up. Can I research a spell that does this? Write it up. You volunteer as tribute to rid everyone else of the evils of pickles by eating them. But what if someone has just cast Pickle Rain and all the pickles are lying on the dirty ground? Would you still eat those? There we go. It adds flavor. I mean, I can't argue with that, I guess. It came from the ground. It's true. It did. It was one time on the ground. Well, actually, I don't know if pickles grow on the ground or if they grow up high. Cucumbers, I should say. I don't know enough about them. And well, cucumbers are fine. I like cucumbers. Like, cucumbers add good flavor to things. You've never seen a cucumber tree? I don't think they have trees. I think they are a vine. I think they grow on vines. But I'm not positive. Protects the, strengthens the immune system and protects against future poison attempts. Ah, but what if it's heavy metal poisoning? We were talking about that earlier. Cucumbers just add a wet crunch. And good flavor. Except the skins. I'm not a huge fan of the skins. Like I don't like wedge like cucumber wedges, but cucumber slices, those are nice. They are vine veggies? Yeah, that's what I thought. I think they're in the gourd family. Okay, now we hang these. Listen to extreme metal music for +1 immunity. I guess that means that I have no immunity to heavy metal poisoning. Not a morning person? Neither am I. Although, like, I can do it. I used to do it when I worked. I worked at this one place that I'd go in at 6. I'd skip. I wouldn't have a lunch break, and I'd just get off early and go eat lunch. They hated it, but like going in at 6 and then working until 2. It was pretty great, actually. I could run errands. I could go to movies. There we go. And our spare part, a gold 1x1 cylinder plate with hollow stud. Alright, now, where's the back? Alright, that's the back. Okay. Wonder if you could try crossbreeding watermelons and cucumbers. They're probably not closely related enough. But maybe. I don't know. So we can turn the light as well. So we can project the Kirin. I think it's supposed to be a Kirin. And we can also open it up. We can put in the minifigs in here as well. Make little scenes. There's little celebratory booths and stuff. It's very cute. But I do prefer, like, the actual buildings when they do them. Different genus, same family. Right. Well, that, like, there are some things that, especially in the plants, that could be that could still be interbred like that. Because plants are weird like that. But that makes me suspect that they can't. So you can turn the light to shine it. I like the pearlescent window panes, because that does really, allow that to reflect onto the window pretty nicely. And you can pop the back off. That is so that you can turn it around and replace the panel. Have the Monkey King on there. The top level can come off as well, as can the roof, but I'm not going to. That's pretty nice, though. It does make me kind of want to make a building like this, though. Alright, so that is our Trotting Lantern. Go ahead and put that back there. And that does mean that it is about time. Go ahead and pause the ads for us to do some minifigs. Alright, so we got Series 13. We're still working on this one. We need to get one more minifig. And it is kind of annoying that we have not gotten this one yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. All right, so we need to do a D20. 14. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I think I miscounted before. I think there's still one more after that. All right, let's start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? You're silencing yourself before autocorrect wrestles itself into full unhinged control. I mean, but that's fun. All right, 17, I need to re-roll. 6. All right, oops. So 6, that is the that is our paleontologist lady. 11 for not a rogue AI. That would be the fencer that we need. We need to get the fencer. So go ahead and get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? I will go ahead and get my timer all ready. Initial guess is a Minotaur Shadow Puppet Maker. Bahamut also got an 11. That is the fencer that we need. That is the one that we have not gotten. That is the one that we are waiting for. A Leonin Metal Rock Singer. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? And roll a die to see what it is. So I don't think we've had the lion yet in the Series 28, have we? No, we have not. So that's like a Leonin, right? We'll see. We'll see. All right, just a few seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? All right, time is just about out. And there we go. All right. And go. All right, let's see what we got. What we got. What the hell is that piece? Oh, all right. 17.35. I do believe that we have the Snake Charmer. So let us find out. Is that the Snake Charmer? That is the Snake Charmer. Okay, so that is number 4 there. Why would someone steal the fencers? That I don't know. It is possible. This is a set that was already open. Now I didn't like check to see if when I got it if it had the right number. But yeah, it doesn't make much sense for that one. Like there are other figs that I would have expected to be stolen instead. But it might just be that we've been unlucky. There might only be 2 of them in there, and there's still plenty of minifigs left. Also, I'm going to go put that in there. All right, that is our Snake Charmer. We have gotten the Snake Charmer before. It is our second one. Okay. So that is done. Next up, we've got Series 10. It is possible that that there is a Mr. Gold in here somewhere. There's no chance, but... Oh, yeah, I didn't need to pick the winner. Sorry. My bad. I got distracted by making the minifig. Choose the outcome. That is within 20 seconds, because that was 17.35. Complete that prediction. Alright, who is getting the hams? Kinshir and Bahamut getting all the hams. Very nice. No one going for 20 to 50. Shield of Hope going for 50 to 60. And Lel Bunny going for no. Man, I almost got the hams there. Just a few seconds remaining, and I could have gotten the hams. Could have gotten all of those hams, all for me. My own hams I could have kept and eaten. All right, 3, so we're going into the middle. D20. 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and a 10. Alright, let's start a new prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig pack? Get your predictions in. Let's see what my die says. 10 again. That is the Sea Captain. So get your predictions in. Can I guess what is inside the minifig pack? And could it be Mr. Gold? There is no option for Mr. Gold. That is a I win everything thing. If I get Mr. Gold, I get all the hams. So, all right, 14 for Nadarogai. That would be the influencer, social media influencer, which I'm pretty sure is not actually what that's supposed to be. 7 for Bahamut. That is the bee girl. Next guess is a Minotaur projection booth operator. Saw real dill pickle potato chips. What, you mean like the chips were made out of dill pickles? A Leonin beekeeper. You think it is Janice the Muppet, but as a human? We had Janice. We had Janice. We had oh, flavored. Got it. That was one of the Muppet figures. We did get her. All right, predictions are winding down. Get your predictions in. Let me get my timer all reset and ready to go again. No one picked on Janice. No one said anything bad about Janice. All right, predictions are almost closed. Also, just looking at the other images, there is instructions for replacing the batteries. Does it actually say what they are in here? No, it does not. Okay. All right, Lunar Dragon, have a good night. Thank you very much for coming on out. All right, predictions are closed. Let's see what we got. And go. I got legs. I got the plate. The plate. Is that the head, or is that... I thought I felt the head over here. No, that is something else. I am kind of stumped here. What am I feeling? So many emotions. Oh, all right. I do know. All right. 56.1. I do believe that we have the painter. Another painter. Let's see. Oh no! I was wrong. All right. Right. That guy does have have a baseball cap. All right. That is number 13, the Stackers player, the baseball player. Let's choose the outcome. That is a no. Let's complete that prediction. Who is getting those hams? Lel Bunny getting all of the hams. Bahamut going for within 20 seconds. Rasval and Kinshi are going for 20 to 50. Shield of Hope going for 50 to 60. But I got it wrong. I did not feel... Oh, no, I did feel this. Okay. All right. Uh, 8S1886, I guess. I don't have any commands for that. We're listening to various Suikoden music. This is... the Boundless Dream ending theme from one of the games. I'm not sure which one. I'd have to look at that. I'm not sure which album it is. But it's off of one of the Suikoden albums. So we have a catcher's mitt here. Minifig hand. That's pretty neat. I do like that. He's a lefty, apparently, I guess. I don't know, do you catch with your left hand or your right hand? Suikoden. S-U-I-K-O-D-E-N. Genso Suikoden. What is Suikoden? It's a Japanese RPG, one of the very popular series by Konami. Okay, and now let's go ahead and get out our next set. The ad break is just about to run. All right, so a D6 to pick the column. So that is the first column. I got a 3. So first column, I got 8 of those. So let's go D8. Left hand usually catches in baseball. You need the dominant hand for throwing. Ah, makes sense. Okay, so he is a righty. All right. All right, so 1, that means this one. And once we get 6, we are moving down to the bottom register. Okay, start a prediction. Can all guess what is inside the minifig box? Get your predictions in. I'm actually going to run the ad right now, while the prediction time is running, because it's going to run in a minute anyway. All right, let me get my scanner up. There we go. There we go. All right, so get the stuff out. So we got a 5 for Bahamut. That would be the frog. And 11 for Nadarogai. That would be the lion. No horse for Year of the Horse. No. That's because there was a horse in the Galloping Horse Canvas set that we had. The Knight's final guess is a Minotaur Puppetar of Shadow Puppets. Wasn't that what you had the first time? I gotta scroll back. Oh, a Shadow Puppet Maker. Okay. Got it. A Leonin Blitzball Star. Isn't that just a Ronso? Isn't that just a Ronso bomb? I mean, a Ronso Blitzball Star, but... That seems like it's just a Ronso to me. Yeah, but still. Fair enough. Fair enough. Alright, just a few seconds remaining. Get your predictions in. So I will shake it, then I will roll a die, and then we will weigh it. I suppose I should get to the weights. There we go. And predictions are now closed. All right. So let's go ahead and shake it. Yeah. It's just a. I mean, like, not just a Ronso, but isn't that just a Ronso? It's different meanings of the word just. All right. I'm hearing a lot of little pieces. We don't have any big, like, capes or anything, so... Not really hearing much rolling. Other than, I think, just, like, the one head. Alright, so I'm gonna go with the, I'm gonna go with the peacock. That is my guess. So, number 1. Let's see what the die says. 12. That says, parrot with the, snack box. Obviously, a parrot addicted to crackers. Alright, there we go. Okay, we got 16.98. So, can't be the peacock. Can't be the parrot. 16.98. Looks like it might be the dog, the Dalmatian. It is the closest to 9.8. We got 16.93. There's 16.68 for the koala, 16.83 for the frog, 16.86 for the monkey, 16.76 for the cat. But I'm going to say that the weight is the Dalmatian. No, that is a fluffy cat. Wow. That is way off. All right. That is going to be a no. Let's verify that. That is the cat. And I was thinking about saying the cat. I was thinking about guessing it. It was going to be my second choice. I didn't think there were enough parts in there. I thought this would roll around more. All right, let's choose the outcome. Choose the alds. Choose no. Complete the prediction. Who is getting all of the hams? It's Lil Bunny. All of the hams. Bahamut going for yes with guess. Kinshir and Shield of Hope going for yes with die roll. Rasval going for yes with weight. But Lil Bunny gets it all. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. No, that's true. That is true. As Meatloaf said, I believe. 0 out of 3 ain't bad either. All right, there we go. We got our fluffy cat costume fan. Let's go ahead and zoom in on her. Oh, I didn't zoom in on the baseball guy. I need to do that. It's an adorable cat hat. She also has a face for sleeping. Doesn't come through, but with her eyebrows there, definitely this fluffy cat is definitely about to knock something off the table. Definitely about to knock something off the table. And we have the yarn piece that also serves as noodles, a ball of noodles. Okay. And then there's the baseball player of the stackers. There should have been back printing. That is disappointing that there's no back printing. He's got an S on the hat. It's pretty nice. And a baseball glove. That's pretty nice. That is a nice hand. It's kind of a shame that they haven't done that in anything else, though. That they haven't like made a baseball set or something like that. using that. How many minifigs do I think I have, if I had to give an approximation? I've put a lot of that information into Brickset. I have well over, I think it's like 5,000. I'd have to go look. All right, so we have gotten the fluffy cat. We've gotten 2 koalas. And we have gotten the crocodile, and that is it. So, just 3. Once we hit 6, we'll move to the bottom register of the set. But that is going to wrap us up for the night. I don't know that anyone that I follow is really streaming. Nope. All right. Okay. So, we will be back tomorrow for some more Spelljammer. They haven't ever done random sports jerseys either. No, not really. I mean, I think there's some stuff that's kind of sports jersey-ish, but I'd have to like go look. There's a lot of town sets that city sets that I haven't gotten. So we will be back tomorrow for some Spelljammer as the players are finally decided to take on a dragon, with much prodding by me. We'll be back on Monday for some more Dragon Quest III, probably wrapping that up. I may not even do all of the fights against the Shenlong, because I don't care that much right now. I want to play Dragon Quest VII, so I might skip that. We'll be back on next Wednesday for some more Lego building, and a Friday for some more Lego building as well. My computer has decided to play nice and not crap out on me, so hopefully that will continue to be the case, but we will see. Wasn't there some soccer team set? There's been multiples. I actually have a pair of 48 by 48 base plates, the really big ones, that are printed with a soccer field pattern. It's very nice. That was a European exclusive. My mother got that for me on a European trip the year that they did that, along with a bunch of other sets. Those are really cool, and I'm very annoyed that they didn't come out here. But yeah, like they're doing soccer stuff now as well, like explicitly tied into FIFA and actual players. Like there's a soccer ball that opens up. And stuff like that, and there's a bunch of, let me actually take a look, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, like there's some dioramas, I have the foosball table to build, and I do want to do that. There was something about some other soccer sets, but I don't remember exactly what it was now. So there's a bunch of like World Cup stuff this year. I don't know why they haven't just done a big like stadium, not like a full stadium, but like an actual soccer field with soccer related stuff for City. It doesn't have to be like FIFA branded, but anyway. I like the idea of like sports stuff for town. Like it's a town thing that they could do, and I don't know why they haven't really done it. Anyway, neither here nor there. I guess it's not actiony enough, maybe. Yeah. They did have like a whole thing with like minifigs that were on little springs, and they'd get the ball, and you could just like pop them back, and they'd try to get the balls in the goals and stuff. That was actually kind of neat. I recommend looking at those old soccer sets, and they had a basketball thing as well. Although the minifigs were not great. But it was still pretty neat. I kind of think they should do some more stuff. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. We will be back tomorrow for some more Spelljammer. I will see you hopefully then. See you next time, everyone.